Hello, everyone. I hope all of you are having a beautiful evening today. Uh, so, before we just start our session, I just wanted to know how all of you are doing today. You can go to the link posted in the chat box and give a rating of however you are feeling today. Okay. Anyone who is joining us just today, like this is your first session in Meditation 101? Okay, no one. Amazing. So, as we do every day, let's start off. Yes, Sridharan, you have something to say? All right. So, as we do every day, let's start off with our guided meditation. I see that we got a score of 7.7 with 6 entries. Let's get into today's session. Okay. I hope you all of you are sitting comfortably. Try to sit with straight backs, and I would ask you to close your eyes and lower your gaze at your own time in your own pace. Bring your awareness to calm, balance, ease, stillness, and peace. Take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Again, take a deep breath in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth. Do it again. Deep breath in, breathe out through your mouth. If ever there is a distraction, you just need to tend to it and bring your consciousness back to calm, balance, ease, stillness, and peace. Don't get frustrated. Don't be disappointed. You just need to bring your mind and your awareness back to your natural breathing pattern. Now close your face and bring them to the sides. Take a deep breath in and stretch them towards the ceiling. Breathe out and bring them to your sides. Again, breathe in, stretch towards the ceiling. Breathe out and bring them back to your sides. One last time. Breathe in and stretch towards the ceiling. Breathe out and bring them back to your sides. at your own pace, in your own time. Visualize yourself walking in a beautiful scenic location, whether it be a forest, a sandy beach, or a pebbled path, or it can be any place which you remember to visit and you get and you feel deep inner peace, whichever place it might be. Visualize yourself walking on the path. Feel the warmth of the sand or the coldness of the stones with your feet, and feel the breeze on your body, and feel the sunlight on your face. In this beautiful scenic location, keep walking. See what's on your left, but keep walking. Turn to your right and observe the scenic location that you are in, but keep walking. In this place of calm and peace, find a place to sit, whether it be a bench or the sand. Find a place to sit and sit down and relax in this place of calm, comfort, ease, stillness, and peace. At your own time, once you get seated, on a count of four, take a deep breath in, and on a count of more than four, breathe out slowly. Again, on a count of four, take a deep breath in, and on a count of more than four, breathe out slowly. One last time, on a count of four, take a deep breath in, on a count of more than four, breathe out slowly. Make yourself comfortable in this place of calm and peace and balance, and hear this parable. There lived a poor farmer in the countryside of a kingdom. The old farmer had a young son and a strong stallion, which is the means of his livelihood. One morning, the stallion goes missing, and the farmer's brother comes saying, "Oh, what a bad luck you have got! Your only source of livelihood is now gone." And the old farmer says, "Good thing, bad thing, who knows?" It goes that way And after a week, the stallion returns with four wild mares. Again, the brother of the old farmer comes to say, "What a great fortune you have got. Now you have five horses." Again, the old farmer said, "Good thing, bad thing, who knows?" While taming the wild mares, the farmer's young son breaks his leg. Again, the farmer's brother comes and says, "Oh, your only son is now handicapped. Who will look after you in your old age? Alas, what a bad fortune." Again, the farmer says, "Good thing, bad thing, who knows?" It goes that way. After a month, the kingdom is faced with a war. The king announces that all the young men in all throughout the kingdom must be recruited into the army for the war. When the king's soldiers come to the village to recruit the young men, they excuse the old farmer's son because he is handicapped. Now again, the farmer's brother comes to say, "What a good fortune, you at least have your son." Now, again, you know what the farmer said. He said, "Good thing, bad thing, who knows?" With this intention in your mind, place your right palm on your heart. Say these affirmations loud. While you say these affirmations, believe them in your body, mean them in your mind, and feel them in your heart. I make mistakes, but they help me grow deeper. I make mistakes, but they help me grow deeper. I acknowledge my anxieties, but I am abundant and I take action. I acknowledge my anxieties, but I am abundant and I take action. I experience fear, but I always move forward. At times, I experience fear, but I always move forward. I attract love, support, and care into my life. I attract love, support, and care into my life. I invest in myself. I invest in my growth. My growth is my priority and my responsibility. I feel uncertain, but I choose growth. I may feel uncertain, but I choose growth. I overthink, but I overcome. I overthink, but I overcome. Now, keep observing the beautiful scenic location that you are seated in, and in this place of calm and peace, take a deep breath in on a count of four and exhale rapidly in less than a second. Repeat this for 5 times. Take a deep breath in for 4 seconds and exhale within a second rapidly. In this space, get back to your own place and rest your body in calm, peace, and comfort. Feel yourself centered, grounded, and focused. Say out loud, I am not behind, I am not ahead. This is my time. I am exactly where I'm meant to be. Say it again. I am not ahead. I am not behind. This is my time. I am where I am meant to be. With this intention, at your own time, in your own pace, open your eyes and get ready for today's session. Is everyone ready? Come on, tell me, how was the story? How was the experience? How did you find visualization? Was it easy? Was it difficult? Everyone? Anyone?
The visualization was good. I mean, a soothing one. I mean, walking on the beach,
Yeah,
visualizing that all.
great, great. Okay, let's not waste time and get ahead with today's session, in which, first of all, we will cover the science of meditation, which we missed yesterday, following which we will go on to the types of meditations. The science. As I already told you in the first session, those who have been present there or those who have gone through the replays must have heard this sentence from me. Your mind is like a monkey. It's not just your mind, my mind, everyone's mind is like a monkey. It all depends on how mischievous it is that we'll be able to manage it better. So, okay, let's accept that our mind is a monkey. Then how does meditation help? Do monkeys meditate or what? Now the thing is, if you see someone who trains a monkey, what he does is he basically starts by giving it some delicious foods or something very attractive for it to come and sit at the place. In meditation, in a similar fashion, we actually have a object of meditation, as we already discussed in the first session, that we take any object of meditation, whether it be breath, whether it be a sound, or whether it be an intention, it may be any mantra or sound, as we already discussed. We basically have a object of meditation where we make the monkey to sit. Now, there are a lot of techniques and methods of meditation in which we will now find out what's the object of meditation and how is the monkey able to sit there, or how attracted is it to come and sit there. And we also need to remember that our mind is like a muscle and meditation is like an exercise. And in this exercise, our only task is to bring that monkey back and make it sit on that object of meditation. This strengthens the muscles, and also thus it also increases your focus. I hope all of you are with me. And here I'll also help you with how meditation helps you retain more, how it you know how it helps you in knowing yourself better, self awareness that we said in the 23 reasons why you should try meditation. The first thing meditation does to you is relaxation. As all of you must have observed till now in all the guided meditations that we did, the first thing meditation gives you is relaxation, because as I told you yesterday, it makes you more mindful, thus relieving yourself from the past and also of the future. Then what you only have is the present. So that way it decreases a lot of burden on your mind, and it also helps you in handling the present better. How is it done? Yesterday we all also discussed this, that there is something called circle of influence and circle of concern. When we are fighting or when we are taking action in circle of concern, it is just like pushing a wall. Did anyone try pushing a wall anytime? However hard you may push the wall, it doesn't move, right? Did anyone try? You can raise your hands. Or how many of you accept that however hard you may push, the wall doesn't move? Right, it doesn't move. We all know. That's the thing which happens in circle of concern. In circle of concern, however hard you may push, it doesn't move. Whereas in the circle of influence, the harder you may try, the more there may be an impact. The more there would be an outcome. So, by practicing meditation, you will also train your mind to shift yourself from circle of concern to the circle of influence. That way, you are again relaxing yourself with from a lot of hard work. This way, meditation actually facilitates relaxation, and then meditation also facilitates reflection. You know, I think yesterday I told you this, that just as we catch up with all our friends, all our loved ones, that hey, what's up? What are you doing? What are you up to these days? The same thing we do with ourselves when we are meditating. Meditation is simply turning your focus inward and perceiving the deeper truths, as we discussed. Here, what we need to understand is, when we turn our focus inwards, when we turn our attention inwards, we'll find a lot of things about ourselves, both good and bad. And we can also get time to reflect on a lot of things, whether it be some dealings with people or some situations that you have been through or something that is about to come. You can reflect upon them. Uh, it's just like thinking about them, but in a place of calm and peace. Whereas what happens when you are just thinking about them, it becomes worrying. Many of us, all of us, keep worrying about a lot of things that are about to happen. While we forgot to live in the present, we worry about a lot of things. When you are worrying, the mind is in control. It is making you afraid of something. It actually feeds you fear. Whereas when you are reflecting, the soul or you is in control. You are not feeding fear, you are feeding hope. That's the difference between reflection and worrying. While you are worrying, you are feeding fear, but while you are reflecting upon something that is about to come, you are feeding hope. And in the techniques of meditation, we will also discuss a little more on reflection. But now in science, let's move ahead to consolidation. Meditation can also help you in improving your memory and also retaining more of what you read. Myself and a lot of other people who read books find this very difficult to act upon the things they read. Like, if I read a book, there are some 10 or 20 lessons that I learned from the book, but it becomes quite difficult to act upon them. The point there is, when I read, I only become aware of a lesson, whereas I don't start acting upon it. To start acting upon it, first thing I need to do is I need to remember. I need to remember for it on a long run, right? That's what meditation helps you doing. Then there is this research that is still almost going on, but there were a lot of leads in this research about memory. How does memory how does memory form? How do you form memories? So there is this interesting organ or interesting part in your brain which is called the hippocampus. This hippocampus is a place where everything you do or where everything you read goes there and stays there for a while. It's just like the RAM on your mobile phone or your laptop, the random access memory. Uh, then when you give it some time to actually relax, and when you stop learning, basically you stop taking in, and you give it some time. That is when it shifts all the things that in the RAM to the ROM, read only memory. This is illustrative way of telling about the hippocampus. It is not exactly the same, but it is almost similar thing. So what meditation actually does is, uh, it avoids distraction and it helps in consolidation. Whatever is there in your hippocampus, it gets some space to be loaded into your main memory. That's how memories are formed. This is this is proven by studies, neuroscientific studies. This way, meditation also helps you in consolidation. Once you remember the lessons from any book or anything that you have learned, then it will take some more thing, which is called application. When you apply the lessons in your own life, only then they will become internalized in your life. Meditation can also help you in application by consciously focusing on application. If you can consciously focus on applying them in your own life, it may be like if you repeat those lessons in your meditation, it will be easier to apply in your life. And then the final thing, self exploration, which is very much connected to reflection. Self exploration is something even deeper to reflection. In reflection, we only discuss about temporary things or contemporary things which are happening in life. Whereas self exploration is something even deeper and even very more important for all of us. Self exploration is that path everyone needs to take to find out the gifts we all have. You know, when we come into this world, we all are packed with certain gifts. We need to take this path of self exploration to unwrap those gifts and find out our own gifts. A lot of people struggle with this only. They are they are forced to do some things which are not really their cup of coffee because they haven't found their gifts. If you found your gifts or the things you are good at, then there is a good chance that you may make a purpose out of it. Like, you will find the purpose of your life. Similarly, the life itself is a gift. Whether you have some skills, talents or not, life itself is a gift. So through self exploration, you can also delve deeper into yourself, into your thoughts, and find out the purpose of life. Purpose of life doesn't come by just someone telling you. It must be found by yourself. Like it is a treasure hunt that you should do in life, and meditation helps you in doing this. These are four things that meditation facilitates: relaxation, reflection, consolidation, and most importantly, self exploration. And then there is also a lot more in science of meditation, which we discussed in the previous year. But in the interest of time, I am skipping this. But I'll just tell you a few things about brain, which are quite interesting. Initially, the brain research, like in the modern science, they used to think that brain has several lobes which have specific functions. Whereas later on, they came to understand that it is not that way. The lobes don't have specific functions. Though the brain is modularized, it has very many modules. It is not that this lobe can perform only these actions. It's not that way. But the thing is, in general, certain activities are concentrated at certain places in your mind. So, one very important thing that we need to learn from these scientific points is that our body, the motion of our body, is controlled by certain parts of our brain, which are on the lateral sides, and the thinking happens in the forebrain. Thinking, problem solving, whatever it may be, creativity, and a lot of things are handled by the forebrain. So when you are meditating, you actually sit in a space and you also relax most of your bodily activities. If you meditate for long enough, if it is 15-20 minutes, it would be enough to you know relax your whole body, and then you can focus upon the forebrain, which actually does the thinking and problem solving. The more you give it some energy, or the more you give it the focus, the better your intelligence would be. Intelligence in the normal sense, the IQ. That is why people say meditation also helps you in increasing your IQ. These are a few scientific points. I think you may be finding it boring, but I'm just telling you these because they are important. I would like to add something here which is out of topic, but a lot of people consider our Vedic sciences and all our Vedic scriptures to be bogus, or they just have no belief on them. The very reason is that, uh, when we were invaded by some, like when there were some foreign invasions in our country, the thing they did is that they burnt all the books and they burnt all the universities where the science is taught. But people continue to follow whichever the practices they were already practicing. They continue to follow without knowing the science. Now, after a few generations, we still follow those practices, but we don't know the science behind them. That is when people start questioning you, and you don't have any answers, and they call you superstitious. That is why it is important to know the science of anything before you are doing it. Now let's get to something a little more interesting than the science part. Here I want you to understand mind as a river. Anyone from second year of study in ITBHU, like someone who has been to ITBHU or Varanasi? Okay, we have Aman Singh. Aman Singh, have you been to Asigat?
Yeah,
Okay, so how's the river there? Like, can you describe a few things about the river?
like I can like what you want to describe me for the river. Like
Uh, like,
if you go look wise, then
uh,
it won't be that much eye pleasing for you. But
okay.
if you just sit there and
Yeah, yeah. I'm asking about the river. It's like it is flowing and it is dirty, right? Okay. Aman, do we have you?
yeah, I am here.
Yeah,
So
like
like I was saying that
this.
if you go by look wise, like just to
Uh-huh.
see the river, then it would seem dirty to you. But
Yeah, yeah.
when there and stay there for some time, then
Mm-hmm.
it would mean something different to you.
Yeah, it is
Like
actually serene. Yeah, it's there. It's there. Okay,
mm,
thank you, Aman.
yeah,
I wanted to make the point that when you see the surface of the river, there are two things that stop us from seeing directly into the surface of the river. One is the flow of the river. When the river is flowing, there is a lot of refraction, and you don't get to see the bottom of the river clearly. And the other thing that stops us is the dirt. Like, even if it is not Ganga, a lot of rivers are polluted, so we can't see the bottom of the river clearly. If we consider our own mind similar to a river, if you want to see what's beyond the mind, what's beyond your ego and all this stuff, then what you need to do is calm the mind and clean the mind. You need to calm the river and clean the river to see the bottom. In the same way, you need to calm the mind and clean the mind to see what's beyond your mind. This is the spiritual part of meditation. Spiritual in the sense to find out what's within you, what's inside. So meditation can also help in both the things. The basic breath meditations and all the intention, like breath meditations especially, they help you in stilling the mind. It will make you calm the mind, but still there are a lot of impurities inside your mind. To further cleanse these impurities, several other techniques are like can be practiced. That is where spirituality actually enters into meditation. When we circulated the form for meditation, we received a comment which said, uh, like, meditation can be followed without any devotion towards God. Like, it was a question, basically. So, yeah, you can actually follow meditation, practice meditation without any faith or without any devotion towards any God. But the thing is, it will be of underutilization. It's just like having a gaming level laptop just to check your email. You have a very well built laptop with 2 TB memory and 16 GB RAM and all the brand new features. And what all you do with your laptop is just check the email. It's just like that. If you are doing meditation only for your mental peace, only for some relaxation, then it is just underutilization if you are not using meditation for self exploration. So these are the six impurities that pollute your mind, which are called Arishad Vargas in Sanskrit, or they are also called Anardhas, which are lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride, and envy. Lust is that which is the desire to enjoy. Love is the desire to serve, whereas lust is the desire to enjoy. You can discriminate both of these things. Today's Valentine's Day, and a lot of people must be saying, I love you. But do they really mean? Do they really mean that they love the other person? Or do they just mean that they are lusting the other person? They just want to enjoy with the other person. This is one impurity that, pollutes our mind. When you have lust, uh, lust actually gives you a lot of itching. It's just like itching. When you actually itch the area, it will give you a momentary pleasure, but in a moment the itching sensation multiplies. It becomes more and more. That is how lust actually is. It is just like itching. It is just like the itching sensation. And then if lust is not fulfilled, it turns into anger. It's just like you wanted an ice cream and your mom said you shouldn't eat ice cream. Then you will become angry. But suppose your lust is satisfied, like your mom allowed you to eat ice cream, then you will get the greed to eat one more. Is that greed is that impurity which makes you desire for more than what you need. We heard this popularly from Mahatma Gandhi that the world has enough for everyone's need, but it doesn't have enough for one man's greed. So greed is not an impurity at personal level, but it is also an impurity at universal level. And then comes illusion. Movies, advertisements, and all this stuff, they just make you illuded. They show that you buy this shaving cream and you will find your partner, or you just use this fair and lovely and you become a lot more beautiful, and a lot of other things. You just drink 7 Up and you will become so intelligent. This is what all the advertisements and most of the Bollywood is like all the movie industry is doing. They are making you illuded. This is again an impurity that pollutes your mind. It makes you believe what is not real. And then there are two more things, which are pride and envy. Pride is when you think you have achieved something or you become full of yourself. That is pride. You all know how this can damage your career or damage your character in many ways. And the other thing is envy. Envy is that feeling which you have when you think someone has achieved more than you, or when you basically desire that is owned by someone else. That is envy. So you can reflect upon these six impurities, how they actually pollute your mind in your own life. And meditation, if practiced in a certain way, can help you overcome these impurities also. And now let us quickly go to the methods of meditation where we will understand how these impurities will be purified. Okay, it's been some 15 minutes or 20 minutes from my side. Now I want to hear something from your side. Are you all able to understand what I'm saying? Something you wanted to share, something you learned till now? It can be anyone. Anyone can volunteer to say something.
Yes, sir. Sir, in that story you told about father and a farmer and son, it was about luck now. I mean, good luck, good thing or bad thing. It was about luck. He was waiting for. I mean, he can't do anything. It's a circle of concern. Just
No, no. What the farmer doing there is, he is like he is completely above that situation. He is not either sad nor happy for what has happened. He's just contented with whatever is happening, and he's not sad when his horse is gone or his son broke his leg. Neither is he overjoyed when he gets four new horses or when his son is left behind. He basically, the thing here is let go. Don't label the situations that this is a good situation, this is a bad situation. Just the way we all did, 2020 was labeled as a bad year. Like, disasters happen every year, and you know a lot of people die every year. All these things happen every year. Just because a virus created havoc, we label 2020 as a bad year. How many of you have done this? How many of you still believe that 2020 is a bad year?
I have done it.
Come on, be honest.
Uh,
all of us,
now,
all of us. The whole social media says that 2020 is a bad year. Now, if you can see on a hindsight, 2020 has been a very, very special year. It unless you had some, unless you have someone very close, very loved one passing away in 2020. unless if it's the case, it has actually been a special year. You had time to reflect. You had time to think about life. Everything was closed, and all you, like, they said that when you can't go outside, go inside. You got this time to go inside, know about yourself, spend time with your family. I can tell you myself that after 10 years of being in residential schooling or college, I got an year to spend with my family. So, we just need to find the good things at any time. That's what this story basically says. Don't label any situation as good or bad. Just go with the flow and keep doing your best at that situation. Whatever you can do at your best, do that. There is some thin line of difference between being happy, not happy, joy, overjoyed, and being happy. You become overjoyed when you think that you have achieved something or some things are going on your side, but you will be contented or satisfied, or that real feeling of happiness happen through your endeavors when you know that you are doing the right thing. That gives you happiness, right? In the story, the thing we wanted to focus upon is that don't label any situation as a good thing or bad thing. We don't know what future has in treasure, like what future holds for you. So keep moving with your best effort in all the situations. Okay, thanks for your question, Neeraj. Let's move
Thanks
ahead.
for
And I hope you were neither too perplexed with the science of meditation as we move ahead to the techniques. So I can briefly classify the meditation techniques in two bases. One basis is that a lot of meditations go by breath. They are focused on your breath, whereas there are a lot of more meditations which are focused on sound. And then there are a lot of traditional techniques of meditation, and also there are a lot of modern techniques in meditation. Here is a short list of traditional techniques. This is not an exhaustive list. There are a lot more traditional techniques. Yoga meditation basically is the dhyana. Uh, there is this thing called Ashtanga yoga. All the people who do yoga today, they just do the asanas. They do Surya Namaskaras, they do that asan, this asan. All this comes under the the third limb of Ashtanga yoga. Ashtanga yoga has yama, niyama, asana, pratyahara, and then dhyana, uh, dharana, and samadhi. Like I missed something there. There are total 8 limbs in Ashtanga yoga. The first two, yama and niyama, are basically the rules and regulations that you need to follow, which is skipped by most of the yoga teachers. They are basically things like following truth, non-violence. There are 5 yamas and 5 niyamas. I don't have the list right now. And then there is asana. And in asana, you do all this, bodily exercises in yoga. And then there is one more step after which comes pratyahara. Pratyahara is withdrawing your senses from the sense objects. After that comes dhyana, which is exactly what meditation means. Dhyana exactly means meditation. And after that, you have samadhi, which is the topmost level in Ashtanga Yoga. We'll do one thing. We'll share a booklet in which we will share the details of all the traditional techniques. If we discuss all the techniques, it might be boring and it also would consume a lot of time. So I'll just briefly go through the techniques, and then we will elaborate on 3 techniques which I want, like which I personally practice, and then we
Bhaiya,
will. Yeah, hello.
yeah, I've heard of things like people leaving their bodies voluntarily. Can you please elaborate on that?
Yeah, it's actually the process of samadhi, which is very very difficult, which is not very practical, at least in this scenario, because it's a big thing. To put it short, reaching samadhi will need, a very high level of purity of thought, purity of mind, and reaching samadhi will also need years of practice. Right now, in the pace at which we live, at least those people who are already in IIT BHU, you must have spent 20 years of your life just like that. Like, you weren't specific about spirituality and you just spent like that. You kind of watched movies, watched web series, did all the things. So your mind is already polluted with a lot of stuff. Now, again, if you want to reach that stage of samadhi, it will take a lot more years. It will take a lot more extra years to cleanse what was already accumulated in your mind, and it will take a lot more years to attain that stage of samadhi. Uh, so that is a stage of samadhi where people can, they can actually pull the soul from their top and they can leave the body, which is not very much even appreciated and practiced in certain traditions, because that is kind of stunt or something. uh, anyway, we can discuss upon this elaborately in some Q&A session or any personal meeting, but let's get ahead with other stuff. Yeah, so what we have next is the chakra
Okay,
meditation. Yeah, which is also very much related to yoga meditation. There are actually 114 chakras in our body. They are just like energy centers, and among them they consider some seven or six principal chakras. uh, they visualize it like a tree. The root is at the bottom of your you know bottom of our body, and then the sprout is at the top. Through chakra meditation they want to nourish the tree and grow, or grow the topmost chakra. It is a very complicated process which can't be discussed in a session. Anyway, we can't even discuss about it in 5 minutes. So this is a basic idea of what chakra meditation is. And then there are Zen meditations, which is followed essentially in Stoicism, Buddhism, and such traditions, which has a deep philosophy. And then they practice this Zen meditation to achieve that philosophy into their lives. And then there is mantra meditation, in which we will kind of practice either today or tomorrow. And then there is a technique called transcendental meditation, which is very much uh, a specific to a organization which has the trademark for this transcendental meditation. They don't let out much of detail about this because it is their USP, unique selling product. But I personally don't recommend buying these meditations. If someone is charging you for coaching, like if he is giving you a lot of energy and a lot of time, then they may charge. But just to give a technique, he should not charge. uh, so I don't personally recommend that practice, like any such practice which charges you just to give you a technique. And then there is vipassana meditation, which is again followed and practiced in Buddhism. And then there is this qigong meditation, which is very much like a sound meditation. What they do is they have a lot of different kinds of gongs, and they focus on the sound of the gong. Gong is something like a heavy metallic plate. If you give it a small vibration, it keeps vibrating for a while. So they focus completely on the frequencies, and with the up and downs of the sound, they kind of match their brain frequency, and it's again a complicated process the way they follow, but it can still be practiced. It is still in practice in a lot of Buddhist countries like Bhutan, Burma, and all these places.
Bhaiya, can you please tell that once again? The last one.
Qigong meditation.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, basically they have gongs, which are heavy metallic plates, hanging heavy metallic plates. You might have saw them in some Buddhist temples if you have visited. It is very similar to the what we call. We call it ganta in Telugu. I don't know what you call in Hindi. In temples, we have something, right? A metallic
Yeah,
bell,
yeah. We
bell,
used to
bell.
call it
Yeah, bell.
Ghanta.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
okay,
also call it Kanda.
okay. The bell. It is something of the same. It is of the same basis. They have this key gong, which is basically a gong. So it is a heavy metallic with hanging. They focus or meditate upon the frequency of the meditation, frequency of the sound. We will give you some details of all these techniques in a handout after the session, after the workshop. And then there are a lot of modern techniques which are like focused attention, and then there is body scan. Those of you who joined in the first session might have remembered I asked you to put your finger upon the top and focus all your attention on the head, right? Does someone remember that practice where we gradually brought our
Yes,
attention,
Yes, Bhaiya.
yeah, to
yes,
our
yes.
forehead? That is a method of body scan. There are a lot of methods in body scan. Body scan effectively helps you in reducing anxiety. Uh, the same thing in yoga is called yoga nidra, in which you lay down completely relaxed and you focus from one body part to another body part. It is the traditional way of body scan, but now there are a lot more, modern techniques which are simpler, and they are also called body scans. And then there is noting or observing, where you just sit down and note down each of the thoughts. Like, you just acknowledge the thoughts, whatever they are coming. This you do when you are very restless. Like when you think you are very confused or getting a lot of thoughts in your mind, that is when you can actually try. Yeah, like you can do this as a practice always, but it will be specially helpful in that situation. Just excuse me for a minute. Yeah. So that is noting or observing. There is a slight difference. Observing is just observing, whereas in noting, you actually note down things after or during the meditation. And then there is this thing called feeling meditation, which is of several kinds. One is just feeling the bodily sensations, like you feel the pulse, you feel the heart rate. This is a kind of feeling meditation. And then there are feeling meditations where you focus on the emotions that you are feeling currently. Uh, People especially recommend this when you are feeling desperate. When you are feeling desperate, you delve it little deeper into the desperation. Where is it coming from? When you understand what is causing the desperation, that way you can actually work more effectively. Generally, what happens with a lot of people is when they get desperate, they either take to any kind of you know alcohol, smoking, or to casual relationships or flirting. All these things which drain your energy and your time. But if you can actually delve deeper or contemplate upon your desperation, you'll find the root cause where this desperation is coming from, and then if you act upon that root cause, then your desperation will be gone once and for all. So that is one kind of meditation. And you can you can feel upon any kind of emotion, whether it be love, whether it be, there are a lot of feelings, right? We have a lot of feelings. We can focus on any of the feeling or multiple feelings at a time. That is feeling meditation. And then there is visualization, which we did today. What we did is we actually transported ourselves to certain location, which either we have visited sometime or it is an imaginary location. But whereas in visualization, we can do a lot of amazing stuff. One such thing we can do is, suppose you have a broken friendship or broken relationship, or someone who has passed away, whom you have actually made a mistake, knowingly or unknowingly, we make a lot of mistakes. So if that person has, if the person is still here, then we can actually apologize. But if that person either has left or is quite far away, or is completely uh, hating you, then you can't go and apologize him. That is when you can try this visualization where you actually get back to that past incident and try to rectify what you have made as a mistake. This in reality can't change how the things are going, but inside your mind this actually heals your trauma and your regret is a big thing to carry. It's very heavy thing. You shouldn't carry it for long. Either you should apologize, or when you can't really apologize, you can try this thing, which is visualization, where you apologize in a virtual way. And then visualization also helps me in a lot of things, and helps a lot of people in cases where they are going for a big interview or going to give a big presentation. Then they can go through the things prior, like, suppose I'm giving this presentation. Before this presentation, if I can take time to visualize how this would flow, if I contemplate upon it, I can find a few details which I need to take care, and I can actually go through it once before it actually happens. That way also you can improvise yourself, and it also makes you a bit more comfortable. It relieves you of that stage fear, first of all. So visualization can be used either with your past, either with your future, or with your present. In always it can be used. Visualization is a powerful technique. And then there is loving kindness, uh, and skillful compassion. They both are slightly similar. Kindness is love, as I already told you, is a desire to serve. Now loving kindness is basically acknowledging all the things which you can be kind towards. In our fast paced life, we forget to be kind. We forget to be kind towards others. We just run at our own frantic pace, and we forgot that kindness is free and we can be kind. Loving kindness basically helps you to heal yourself and also be a little more kind towards the world. It basically, you know fosters the kindness inside yourself. And then there is skillful compassion, where you compassionately focus on what you can do, how you can engage your skills in a way that it can help someone or some society, whatever it may be. You basically compassionately focus on something. These both are slightly similar, the way they work. One actually fosters kindness. The other thing, after you are kind and compassionate, it helps you find ways in which you can contribute. And then there is resting awareness. It's similar to body scan. You actually rest yourself completely and become aware of all the bodily sensations that are happening. In body scan, you go from part to part, just like scanning. Whereas in awareness, you don't go from part to part. You rest yourself as a whole and just wait for something, some sensations in your body. And then there is reflection, as we already discussed in the four things: relaxation, reflection, consolidation, and self exploration. Reflection is a specific technique which is meant to reflect upon things. Like, it's also called journaling if you are writing. But when if you are only contemplating, then it is called reflection. You reflect upon your previous day, or at night, if you sit down and think about the day that has passed. What are the things that you have got right? Who are the people that helped you in doing things, and all this stuff? And what are the things which you could have done better? All these things you can reflect upon if you sit at night. Similarly, if you sit in the morning to think upon it, you can also think, like, who are the people who helped you, or what are the things that you are grateful for about the previous day. That's reflection. And then there is breath work, which is a very, very powerful and impactful meditation, which is followed from ages. Earlier, they called it pranayama. Also, still they call it pranayama, but as a modern technique, it is called breath work. So yesterday when we did this, and today also when we did the rapid exhalation, like we inhaled on a count of four and exhaled within a second. This was similar to this is similar to the pranayama technique called Kapalabhati, and also similar to Bastrika. This is basically a hybrid of Kapalabhati and Bastrika. They are two pranayamas. Kapalabhati is only exhalation. You keep exhaling, but air gets filled automatically. That is voluntary. Whereas Bastrika is very similar to our, 4-1 breathing technique, uh, where you breathe in and then breathe out forcefully. This actually boosts your focus very much. Like it brings you to focus within moments. If you can do 5 sets or 10 sets of this Kapalabhati technique, it will bring you to the moment very quickly and increases your focus a lot. I'll share three techniques of breathwork, out of which the first one is breathing in on a count of four, and then holding for a count of four, and then breathing out again for a count of four. This actually calms your body. Uh, Basically gives you calmness throughout your body and throughout your mind. Remember 4 4 4, like four inhale, four hold, and four exhale. 4 seconds. Like basically in breathwork we count on fingers, so we call it count on four. But it also takes generally it takes 4 seconds. 1 2 3 4. It takes 4 seconds to do it. And then the second thing is Kapalabhati, which is meant for boosting focus. You take in breath for 4 seconds and then exhale within 1 second. This is to increase your focus. And then there is another technique which I want to share, which is breathe in for 4 seconds and breathe out for more than 4 seconds. This will take you to a even more relaxed state, which is very near to sleep. So if you find difficult to sleep tonight or any day, any night, if you find it difficult to sleep, you can try this. You breathe in for 4 seconds and then breathe out for more than four. Like the speed of breathing in will be greater than the speed of breathing out. You can do this while laying down. You need not sit to do it. So these are three techniques. In the interest of time, I will share all these things as a handout because I'm going a little fast so that we will not waste a lot of time. But it will also mean that you people may not grasp all the things that are being shared. So I will surely in a couple of days I'll share all this stuff as a handout so that you can go through it and you can keep it with you also. And then there is sound bath meditation, which is quite based upon the Qigong meditation that we discussed. Sound bath meditation, they use all kinds of sounds, whether it be the river, the waterfalls, the rain, the breeze. There are a lot of apps also, mobile apps, which are based upon sound bath meditation. They are like sound meditation, whereas sound bath meditation is even more powerful, and it is generally done with real sounds, not the digital sounds. They are done with real sounds. When there are real vibrating objects, or you can sit down on a beach and meditate on the sound of the waves and all these kind of meditations. And these meditation techniques are quite subjective. There are a very extreme levels of sound bath meditation where they arrange a lot of stuff. They arrange some kind of gongs or tongs which produce a certain frequency which is used as a therapy. But if you are just doing it as a habit or a practice, then you need not be so specific. But if you are doing it as a therapy, there are like sound bath meditation is also used as a therapy. I know this is a lot to remember. So I just want you to also, there are more types of meditations, which are movement meditation and open end meditations. Movement meditations are like, you know, the way we did today. we stretched our not today. We stretched our hands and we brought them back. All this stuff they can be done as a meditation also. You become more aware of your movement, of your hands, of your body, and even while you're walking, you can do movement meditation as you progress. And then there is open-eyed meditations, which is it's kind of paradoxical statement. People think that meditation can only be done with closed eyes, whereas open-eyed meditation is taking a thought or taking a lesson and contemplating upon it while observing life. Just like suppose you have taken this lesson of effective communication and observe people. Do they follow these things while they are communicating? I'll give you an example. Suppose there is this thing called yoga of feedback, like the right way to give feedback. Generally, while giving feedback, we either give all the positives or we directly jump to the negatives. But there are a certain things that we need to follow while giving feedback. A few things that we need to think of is: am I the right person to give feedback? And is this the right place to give the feedback? And is this the right time to give the feedback? Uh, and then, uh, like, am I authorized to give the feedback? In the likewise, there are certain things you need to take care. So if the other person is asking you for feedback, only then you should give your feedback. If the other person is not asking, still you are giving your feedback, he may see you as a fool. And then you can't go in between the lecture and say you are quite boring. Like you can't give the feedback right inside the session, right? So you need to know when to give feedback, and you need to know the right way. Right way is very important because while giving any feedback, it's always good that first of all you point out the positives. Anything it may be, however worst it may be, there must be something positive, right? So first of all, point out that whatever positive there might be in that thing, and then you can go on to the negatives. That way, people will take you more seriously. If you directly jump onto the negatives, all of the people may not take you seriously. They basically the mind revolts. The mind actually judges the other person, saying that he must be cynical or he is a critical person who criticizes everything. Instead, if you actually give something positive, the other person's mind will receive positively, right? He will say that okay, this person is actually praising me. And then if you tell something negative or anything that needs improvement, then the mind will actually take you a little more seriously, that okay, this person also has something for my improvement. So I just gave this an example out of context, which you can try. Like you can see about yourself or any other person. Suppose your mom made some new dish, and if your father directly jumps on to like if it is bad, if your father directly jumps on to how bad it is, there will be a war. Otherwise, if your father actually says that the taste is good, a few certain things are good, but there is a little more salt, if he tackles it that way, then your mom will be a little happier. Like I'm just taking a general situation, not any specific situation. So these things are called open-eyed meditations. You take a thought, or you take a lesson, and you meditate upon real life things. Uh, how people actually practice that. So that is open-eyed meditation, and there are a lot more open-eyed meditations that you can do. There is a book called Open-eyed Meditations. Uh, okay. Anyway, so as I told you, we will elaborate upon three techniques, but somehow I have elaborated upon breathwork and visualization while going through the list only. So why these three techniques is because, you know, to live a purposeful life, you will need to do three things. One is to let go of all the negativity, let go of all the judgments, and let go of all the fears. And then the second step will be grow. You need to grow your intention, you need to grow your values, and then you need to grow your skills and talents and all this stuff. And the third step will be to give. Any great life, any great person hasn't ever been called great unless they gave out to the world, unless they gave out something of their self. If they have been acquiring, if they have been taking from the world all for themselves, people may applaud them, people may praise them, but they won't call them great, or at least they won't call them great for long. You know, that's why this third part is very important. You should not always think about taking from the world, you should also think about giving to the world. So these three techniques actually help you in letting go, growing, and then to giving. Breath work, as I just gave a glimpse yesterday, when you take in and take breathe out, when you breathe in and you breathe out, you breathe in all the positivity. You imagine or you feel that way. And when you breathe out all the toxicity and all the negative thoughts inside your body. That's how breath work helps you in letting go of this negativity and fears. Actually, it is not, it can't completely remove the fears and negativity, but it actually helps you begin that process of letting go. To let go of your fears, there might be a little more work you need to do, but breath work actually helps you begin that journey of letting go. And then visualization can help you in growing. To grow, first of all, we need to leave our baggage from the past. That visualization can do for you. You can remove all your regrets and all your traumas through visualization. And then visualization can help you perform your best in the present. And also visualization can help you with tackling the future. So that's how visualization will help you in growing. And then the third thing, which I personally practice, is mantra meditation or any chanting, which actually is based upon this thing, which is, shifting your mindset or shifting your paradigm. Yesterday, we have discussed these three shifts that we need to do. One is circle of influence, circle of concern to circle of influence, short term pleasure to long term pleasure, which is also prayers to strayers. And then the third thing, which is, can someone say what was the third thing? Give it a try. I can give you a clue. It is something like
Pleasure
candle
paradigm to
to,
service paradigm.
yeah, pleasure paradigm to service paradigm, which is ice cream to candle. So this mantra meditation or the chanting, which I think we'll try tomorrow, actually helps you to make that shift of intention. Actually makes you shift your intention from something to some other. As I already gave you a glimpse of sound meditation, and also I told that your mind is like a river, you need to still it and then you need to clean it, calm it and clean it. So, in these practices of observation, noting, and all this stuff, you will need to go from impurity to impurity. You need to find out each impurity and find a way to dispose it. Whereas chanting and mantra meditation are actually traditional techniques that are followed through all the traditions. It's not specific to any religion. You'll be amazed to know this. We generally think, like I personally, being brought up in a Hindu family, I think that mantras are something only in Hinduism. Whereas I uh, later on came to know that even in Christianity, they chant some hymns on rosary beads. And in Islam, we all know that they do namaz very loudly, like in a way that all of the citizens should hear it. That is also kind of mantra. It is also something based on sound. And whichever uh, it may be Sikhism, where they read out the mantras and the teachings from the Guru Granth Sahib. So all these traditions a lot of faith-based traditions are based upon this chanting or mantra meditation. Not based upon, they recommend this. They recommend to do this chanting or meditation on sound. Today we are already just 5 minutes away from 8:30. So I will skip. I'll put this for tomorrow. Tomorrow the guided meditation will be on mantra meditation. So yeah, that's from my side, guys. Okay, we'll need to do questions. Okay, any questions from your side? I'll take a couple of questions before we go to the prayer. Do we have questions already? Positive criticism type thing, sir. Yeah, I don't exactly know what you mean by positive criticism. What I mean to say is, while giving feedback, first give the positives and then give the negatives, or the criticism part, put it to the second half. Okay, any questions?
Bhaiya, can you tell about lucid dreaming?
Lucid dreaming, I really haven't heard about it. If you want me to tell you, I'll try to learn about it and I can tell you later on. But as of now, I don't know anything about lucid dreaming. I think I have heard the term once, but I didn't.
It's
I
like
don't
you're
really
trying to
know about.
control your own dreams. So, is it kind of related to visualization meditation?
Okay. You are. Is it that thing where you, after waking up, you write down your dreams? Is it that? Like, it is one of the techniques that is followed. After waking up, you try to recollect what was the dream from your last night. Is it that, or is it something else?
No, 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 no. It's like you try to control your own dreams, like do
Oh,
whatever you.
okay. Okay. Got you. No, I don't think it's a kind of meditation. It may be a technique to change your dreams. Like, there is a lot more about dreams, which I learned recently. Dreams actually tell
Please tell. Yeah.
dreams actually tell you a lot about what you are going through in your life at that moment. Suppose if you are running away from something in your life, then you will get a dream where you are being chased by something. In the same way, if you are quite confused in your life, then you may dream of yourself falling into something like a infinite black hole. Uh, like, we all must have dreamt of being chased, right? At some point of time, we must have dreamt of being chased. Like, I have dreamt of it quite many times. So, not recently, but in my childhood, I got these dreams frequently. So, not childhood also, kind of coaching times. So, yeah, that's when we actually unknowingly, inside ourselves, deep inside, there is this feeling of being chased, like we are trying to run away from something. Similarly, there are a lot of more things. Like, if you are cheating upon someone, there are some kind of dreams that you get. If you are not true to yourself, then there are some other kind of dreams that you get. I don't remember all the detail. I would like to share with you the video that I learned from. Yeah, that you can drop a message and I'll share that.
Okay, Bhaiya. Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions?
Sir, can you elaborate visualization? I mean, you started from walking on the sandy beaches. I mean, the place we love, and then I didn't understand that actually. I mean,
Okay, there, all you do is just that you transport yourself to some place, the best place you have been to, like where you found absolute calm. It can be something like Rishikesh or some beach, or whatever it may be. It may be your home also, not a problem. So you actually transport there just to have the best experience. When you are the calmest, you will be the most, you know, you will have a most effective meditation. So, kind of, we are trying to bring that experience when you have been the calmest. Suppose for me, I remember that when I been to Rishikesh, I sat at a place. I was actually traveling solo, so I sat at a place. I don't remember the name, but it is kind of a beach just beside the river. So there were not many people, and I was just sitting there for a lot of time, like 30-40 minutes. So I found an absolute calm there. So it may be something like that, whatever it may be for you. You sit there, and then if you are meditating yourself, then you can think of any intention, or you can just imagine that you are meditating there. Whatever practice you are doing, you may imagine that you are doing there. Otherwise, the other thing which we did today is guided meditation, where you sit there and listen to a story or make an intention, something like that. Neeraj, can you tell me what was the exact doubt, or is it cleared? What you want me to elaborate upon?
Sir, I think you said something more about that later on in that list
Okay,
when it
okay,
came.
okay. I got it. See, it is just that to make itself, make it a bit more real. It can't anyway become real, but to make it a little more real, just like 2D say 3D, 3D say 4D movies, mein, you just feel like you are actually, your feet are actually on the sand, and you are feeling the breeze of the sea or breeze of the mountain, and then you are actually feeling the sunshine on your face. You just imagine each detail so that it become a little more real. Did you understand something, Neeraj?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Uh,
It is just like that. कभी 4D मूवी के लिए गया है, like they call it 4D though it is not really 4D. मतलब जिसमें हवा आता है, पानी गिरता है, and the seeds are moving. Like if you sometime go to this 4D movie or whatever they call, some people even call it 7D. What they basically do is you have a 3D glasses. You must be knowing 3D, right? Where you see that the screen, like the objects from the screen are coming onto you. In 4D, what happens is you also feel the air, you also feel the rushing water and all this stuff. And there are bubbles and all this stuff. It just gives you a little more realistic experience. So while doing visualization, you feel all these things in detail. Details of sand, breeze, sunshine, something you remembered from that place, and all this stuff. Okay, Neeraj, did it answer you?
yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any more questions, or should we go on to the prayer? Okay, I see there are no more questions. So let's go to the ending prayer. I have got the same prayer from yesterday. So repeat after me. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. You already know the meaning, right? Those who have attended yesterday. May all be happy. May all be free from illness. May all see what is auspicious, and may no one suffer. Peace, peace, peace. So these three pieces, this three-time repetition of peace resembles individual peace, collective peace, and universal peace. So this is a prayer of universal peace, and that's it. It's been an amazing session, and I hope all of you enjoyed today's session. I am deeply grateful to all of you for staying till the end. And I hope to see you all tomorrow for our final session of Meditation 101. Thank you, guys. You can start
Thank
leaving the
you.
session and bye bye.
Thank you, Mia.
Bye, Bhaiya.
Okay,
Thank you, Bhaiya.
all of you can share the feedback on the same link as yesterday. Those who have filled it yesterday will get the option to fill another response. So you can do that. You can click send another response and you can please share your feedback. And as I told you today, you can also include both the positives and negatives if there were some. Thank you guys. See you
Thank you,
tomorrow for
Bhaiya.
our final session.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
Bye bye. Good night.